Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Claressa Shields went on the Morning Hustle show. She did a full interview. I've only seen a couple clips. But the one that got my attention, right? I've seen two. So I haven't seen nothing more than that. But this is my problem here, right? I'm going to play that piece. It's called The Morning Hustle. They're on YouTube, The Morning Hustle Show. Y'all go and subscribe to them, okay? Because maybe it interests me because it's Claressa Shields. And when I listen to her, I'm trying to hear her talk about a celebratory moment. But she said something on here that got my attention. And I think she needs to really stop and think about what she said, because her career could be ruined. She needs to listen to what she said. And Papoose is the one who she needs to, in my opinion, maybe think about getting away from sooner than later if she wants to start getting awards and be recognized again, right? Because she just missed out on the BET Sportswoman of the Year. She missed out on the ESPN award last year, I think. Michaela Mayer picked that one up, I believe. And then now there's the ESPYs or some shit coming up. She's nominated. She won't win that. All right. But listen to what she said. And this is it's called Morning Hustle Show. This is it. Okay. Right here. Morning Hustle Show. Okay. So go ahead and subscribe to them. All right. But just listen to what she says here. Because I'm telling you, Papoose has destroyed her. And I'm making that assumption based on what she's saying here, because it's proved to me that what I've been saying, that he's took it down the wrong path. Almost like what we said about Malik Scott turned Deontay Wilder into Malik Scott. Okay, Malik Scott was a solid fighter, but he wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? And Wilder started having him get involved in his camp, and Wilder he wasn't what he was before. You know, he deteriorated. And Claressa, she's not what she was before Papoose got involved. And she's deteriorated. But just listen to what she says here.
I enjoyed the BET Awards. I'm happy that Pap said something about it, because when you're the best in the world and you have all these accomplishments, you always feel like it's supposed to be you.
You did hit the BET Awards, and your man took up for you on the post about the sportswoman of the year.
Mm.
How do you feel about that? Because I know Pat, you had a comment about it. Do you even care about it anymore? It looked like you don't.
I don't. It's the BET Awards. They pick who they want to be the sportswoman of the year. It's not like I don't know how they pick. I don't know what the things are, like what's the credentials or what's the accolades you got.
The credentials? Criteria?
To have, or what it take. I don't know. I know that I enjoyed the BET Awards. I'm happy that Pap said something about it, because when you're the best in the world and you have all these accomplishments, you always feel like it's supposed to be you. And then of course your partner feel the same way too. Like I feel like Pap should be like everybody know Pap. Yeah. When I say everybody, whatever artist you can think of, rapper, singer. Queen Latifah seen him and said, "Oh my God, Pap," and spoke to Pap, and I was like, okay, nigga. You feel me? Right. So like Pap is known everywhere, but I feel like as far as in like how he rap and me being close with him, he should definitely be like mainstream. You should know his stuff because he know what he doing. Yeah. Like,
okay,
that's a real MC. Like not like no fake MC, but like talking about putting them words together and rapping all these different styles. Pap can do that.
That's a fact.
And I'm a realist. Like I grew up with Meek Mill being my favorite rapper. So Meek Mill, what's his name? I'm not forgetting his name.
So she can't even remember. Now look, at Morning Hustle Show, go subscribe to their channel. I ain't playing no more or nothing. I just want to give that to you. Listen to what she said. That Pap should be this, should be that, because he's the greatest this, because he can do this, he can do that. When it come to words, when it come to this. Claressa, we all believe Papoose is a talented wordsmith. The boy can rap. You know what I'm saying? He gets busy. This is no secret. But pay attention. He doesn't get any recognition. You said mainstream should know him. Why doesn't he receive awards and recognition, and why hasn't he gone mainstream? I didn't say that. You said that. Why isn't he mainstream? Why doesn't the whole world know about him? I know about him. I've always known about him. But I'm a hip-hop head. Also soca, calypso, chutney music, dance hall, bachata, reggae, I like all that shit. But I'm trendy to the fucking bone over here. But I'm a hip-hop head too. But let me tell you, the same thing you saying about him, he should have this, he should have that, because he's so great in his profession, just like me, I'm great in my profession. I should be getting these awards. I don't know when it comes to BET what they're looking for. She said credentials, she meant criteria. What's the criteria? What kind of accolades? What are people doing? You're not getting recognized anymore, just like Pap doesn't get recognized, because Pap has you doing things that Pap was doing that didn't work out for him. Now it's not working out for you. There ain't nothing cool about being the villain. And there's nothing cool about going against the system. Now, I'm not saying you just accept anything somebody tells you. No. But you want to come here and draw the line in the sand to play like you stand for this and you stand for that, and you're not just going to accept this and you're not just going to accept that. Okay. A lot of people wait for the perfect opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting for the perfect everything. And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't come. Sometimes it just doesn't come. Because what you're looking for doesn't exist. And the problem isn't these people who you feel should give you something. The problem ends up becoming you. Right here. It could be Papoose that's causing the problem. Because when it comes to rapping, Papoose gets busy. But Claressa, when it comes to fighting, you get busy. You were being recognized. You were being appreciated. You were being shown love. Now you're not. Stop and think about that. Now, you do what you want when it comes to your relationship. Everyone who follow my channel, I could care less what you and him do. About married, kids, no kids, divorce. I don't care. The conversation the ladies having is interesting to listen to, but I could care less about what y'all do. Two adults. Y'all want to go out there and set each other on fire? I don't care. Married, I don't care. But what I will tell you is, stop and take a look at your situation. Because you just said, he should this. Now you hear what you're saying. You're saying you should this. He's now saying Claressa should this. It shouldn't be like that. Look, I know all about awards, trophies, recognition programs. I've established recognition programs. You understand? I'm not talking out my ass. A recognition program is a recognition program, and there is criteria, and there are guidelines. You understand? And they have certain dates set where, people need to have their submissions in. Now, as far as what BET does, I don't know. But I would think that any and everyone who has some kind of recognition program, there's probably about 30% consistency across all of them. Maybe 40%. Then the other, 60 or so, could be a little curtailed to be specific to, the network or entity or organization. But for the most part, the foundation is pretty much the same. And I'm going to tell you, for you to come on camera and say you didn't know what the criteria was, you understand? Whether it's just knowing your job, being involved as far as fitness, education, community involvement. Like, you don't know that? Papoose doesn't know that? You didn't learn from the previous year? You're not learning? Right now, you should have been able to rattle that shit off during that interview. Yeah, well, I didn't get the award. Initially, I didn't know, hey, what's the criteria? But once I lost, I asked the question. Someone told me, hey, this is the kind of criteria and what they're looking for in these female athletes. And when I looked at it, I understood why I didn't receive it. Because they're looking for, humanitarian work. They're looking for this and that. And, hey, I'm not doing it. And I have done a little bit, but compared to them, I haven't done enough. They're also looking for people who may be further in education or doing this and that. And, they're looking for things that I haven't done. Current things that fall within a specific time frame. I'm still looking at my 2 gold medals and 19 world championships. Look, those are great accomplishments, Claressa, but you forget that shit. It's old. It's old. I got over here years and years of awards over here. It doesn't matter what I have, but I have totes full of awards and trophies and shit that I've won across my career. You know what matters? Not what I did in the past. What I'm doing today and what I'm going to do in the future. You think I could go out here, man, when I'm out here involved in these schools doing mentorship programs and coming in there for, different holidays and stuff like that and do a speech and shit? You think I can go in there and be talking to some kid about something I did, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago? I mean, it's cool to say, well, I did this, but it's better if you could say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. It's more impactful. If you want people to listen, other than that, they're going to see you as a self-licking lollipop. Who wants to be a self-licking lollipop? And who wants to encourage someone to be a self-licking lollipop? I'm just going to be real. Papoose doesn't get the recognition outside of diehard hip-hop fans because obviously he did something wrong. He screwed the pooch. I'm telling you, I know him. I'm telling you, Papoose is great as a rapper. The man has talent. For your brain to work like that, to be able to take words and bend them and all this to get the rhymes and the patterns and the flow, it's not everybody can do that shit. And that ain't no chat GPT shit. Papoose been doing this forever. I heard somebody the other day, look, this is going to sound a little odd to some people. Somebody was saying some real crazy shit about Papoose as a rapper. And I shut that shit down with the quickness. I said, look, y'all can have conversations about him, about Claressa. Y'all can say what y'all want, you know what I'm saying? But don't bring that bullshit around me because, I ain't going to sit here and agree with you. Papoose gets busy. That motherfucker can rap. You know what I'm saying? It takes a certain amount of intelligence and for your brain to be wired the kind of way to do what he does. When you look at it like that, he deserves all the credit in the world, all the awards, all the recognition. He deserves to be a gazillionaire. But that's just not how it works. There's more to it. Something I talk about all the time. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Attitude. Who knows about business relationships that may have been ruined? This shit's called network, and then it's called politics. Then it's called a secret society. I've seen that shit, man, for 25 years. You have someone who's the most deserving. They really are. They don't get it. And everyone's wondering, what happened? She didn't get this or he didn't get that. And my guy or my girl didn't get this because, supervisors and superiors fight for their people. And then someone take them to the behind closed doors. Like, hey, look, Nicholas, hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. You're out here fighting for person A and person B. But did you know this? And then once they come and they unveil the real reason why people aren't getting the recognition and praise that they deserve on paper, they're like, they have the aha moments, like the light bulb goes off. Ding. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you didn't. So you know what? You should probably shut the fuck up. Right? Because no one's half the battle, asshole. Now get out of my fucking office acting like a little child. Be properly informed before you come in here running your stupid mouth. So when it comes to Papoose, I don't know what happened there. But I can tell you with Claressa Shields, me sitting here timelining things, Claressa, the downfall of Big Vote started when he got involved with her. Now, I'm not saying the attitude hasn't always been there, but she was being praised. She was being championed by a lot of people across the combat sports world. Even the attitude, it was more of her seen as just being a little chippy. Now, there's some people who are a lot closer to the source that they saw things differently because they obviously had some interaction with Claressa Shields that we didn't have and we probably will never have, but people have been coming out and talking about it. She's always been kind of a sour apple, someone very hard to deal with, self-centered, selfish, with a bad attitude, according to some people who come out here and spoken about her. I've never dealt with her on a personal level except when we had a conversation. And other than that, I'm just an observer like you all. But what I can tell you, because I've known about Claressa Shields before most people, because most of the people who just now come on board, it's because of the drama and her Remy Papoose drama, you know what I'm saying? But I've known about her for a long time. It's just like with me, I don't know nothing about Remy except she had the song I'm Conceited with Fat Joe. I didn't know nothing about her, but I knew about Papoose. But after doing these lives for so long, now I'm familiar with everybody's name and what they kind of were doing, years ago when I wasn't watching TV at all. I now have a better understanding. But I'm telling you, there was a time where Claressa, I ain't gonna say she was loved, but she wasn't hated. She wasn't disliked. You know what I'm saying? Now, she borderline hated. And for her to be out here talking about, when you're the greatest and what you do and this and Papoose to come out here and speak up, that shit needs to stop. Take some accountability, man. Both of y'all. Both of y'all, man. And Claressa, you don't need him to tell you nothing, man. You look at what you were doing. Look at what you were doing before that got you recognized, got you recognition. But look at what you're doing now. You don't need him to tell you anything. You don't need me to tell you. You're a big woman, intelligent. I'm going to go ahead and say big, intelligent woman. I know some people are going to light up the goddamn chat when they hear me say that, but I just got to say you're a big, intelligent woman. You don't need anyone to tell you, because you can go look at since you turned to become a professional boxer, look at what recognition you received and look at the time frame and what you were doing around that time frame. Then look at right now and look at what you're doing and not doing. And then there you go. Simple. And if you're doing all of those things and more, then maybe you need to look at your attitude. Right? You don't want to come out here and say drama. Black people need to stop acting like drama don't sell. Okay, you wanted the drama, you got the drama. You didn't want recognition. You didn't want awards. You don't want trophies. You don't want to be praised. You don't want people to have you sitting in the front row and not up in the nosebleeds and shit. That ain't what you wanted. You didn't want to be loved by everyone. No, you wanted drama. You wanted to be the villain. You wanted attention. You got what you wanted. Your effort was towards being a villain. Papoose came on board, and this is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I believe he came and pushed that and advocated for you to be a villain. So he did that, and everything he did resulted in what you have now, which is nothing as far as being recognized. And it's not going to change anytime soon. You think you cutting down to 160 is going to do something fighting K. Scott? Man, forget all that bullshit. Everyone knows you can fight. It's your attitude, this negative stigma you have on you. this negative persona, this negative ass villain role that you're pursuing. So you can sit back here and laugh and feel like, yeah, we winning. I got all the attention. Everyone knows me now. It ain't for the right things. Before Papoose, you were known for the right things by most of us. Because we didn't know anything about shit that may have happened back during the amateur days and nothing that people have come out here and spoke about. We didn't know. We didn't hear nothing. I didn't. I just know you out there whipping people's asses. Turn pro. And I was sitting there saying, why this woman not a gazillionaire? I couldn't understand that. I've done videos talking about that. Like, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, didn't I saw you do that? She did that, what she did? That ESPN cover there, butt naked with the weave in your head and boxing gloves on. I was like, why, out of everything they could have a 2-time gold medalist do, black woman, why have her there with her ass out? This ain't a Diddy party. You know what I'm saying? We're 2 Live Crew now. What we doing here? But now you come full circle and you see she was struggling back then, where she seemed to be doing everything right, at least for those on the outside looking in. But there are some who are saying, now I should have pulled it up and found a spot. There was someone who called in and they said Claressa had a lot of people paying her attention. A lot of people. Big time sponsors, there are going to be some big time endorsements, all this thing about possibly being on cereal boxes, all the stuff we talked about. There was that and more. But her attitude, she was having a wrong attitude with the wrong people, and people talking, they were like, nope, they don't want to work with her. They wanted to work with her. I should have played that. So if you're already having some success, but not having the success that observers who aren't privy to all the behind the scenes details and shit of why things are and are not working for you, to see now that you're giving people a real reason to not give you anything, it's not going to happen. If your effort is great, your reward's going to be great. And if your effort is really all about, mentoring, inspiring, developing yourself, being involved in the community, dominating fights, your reward would probably be a lot greater than what you're used to, and you probably start getting recognized again. But if your effort is all into being, chaotic, full of drama, and as disrespectful as possible to any and everyone, because you want to go viral and be the algorithm, well, good. That's your effort. The reward is going to be a big hold your horses, don't take it to the stupid, and think you deserve something. So Papoose coming out here speaking on your behalf, that shit makes y'all look even more stupid. You know what I'm saying? It does make y'all look crazy. How you going to come out here disrespecting everyone, acting crazy, still mentioning Layla Ali's name, just acting the fool out here on the internet, and have the audacity to sit there and think that you deserve something. And then your man, he come out here and chirps up and says something. Like, what are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking about? You think they can make somebody kind of feel sorry for you, empathize with you? Say, maybe. Nobody gonna give you anything. You gotta earn that shit. So Papoose turned your career into his. He's maybe one of the best lyricists ever to touch a microphone. And you may be one of the best fighters to ever touch a pair of gloves. But he doesn't get the praise he deserves to a lot of outsiders looking in. But what kind of shit was he doing behind the scenes? Same thing with you. We're seeing what's going on with you. We know what you were doing before, and we know what you're doing now. We can explain, we can solve for X when it comes to you. But for him, we can't, because a lot of us don't really know what the hell is going on with him. But it does seem that, for you to say that he deserves more this and that, yeah, well, there's a reason why he didn't get it. It's just like me. First 11 years. I got one little bullshit award. I didn't even know what the hell it was for. I just went to a hangar. Bunch of people were there giving out awards. They called my name. Went up there, got an award. I still got it. I still didn't know what the hell it was for. Someone told me, hey, you need to be here. And I went and I got it. 11 years later, I didn't get for the next 11 years, nothing. You know why? Because I was really good at, like you all, your job, him being a rapper, you being a boxer, and me with what I was doing as a project manager. Really good at it. Everyone knew that. Give it a hood. Give it a hood. But those 2 projects, give it to him. He can multitask. 4 different things, he can get it done. So, I would get time off and shit. I get little things, little perks, but I never get awards because it was a whole person concept there. Your job, education, fitness, base, community involvement. I didn't want to, I was in school as well. I didn't want to be in, certain things I just didn't want to do because I thought the shit was corny. Going out here, being the project lead on some Special Olympic event and being the organizer for that shit, you know what I mean, and bringing teams together and the setup. I didn't want to do that. I thought that shit was corny until I had some people sit me down and say, you got to change the way you see things because you have everything it takes. You had the potential to go on and do something great, personally and professionally. And at first I thought, get the fuck out of here. And they were like, why are you like that? I talked to Claressa about this when we talked. And they talked to me a whole lot about my attitude and getting out my comfort zone and listening a whole lot and talking very little, right? Because I was a street kid. But I watched Claressa and I'm like, boy, she going through the same shit I went through. But once I let go of some of that and said, okay, now that I understand what they're looking for when it comes to recognition, because I did start to pay attention a little bit more like, damn, why are these people getting recognized and not me? But once I understood, and I ain't going to say I totally overhauled who I was, but I made refinements where necessary. All of a sudden, it never stopped raining awards on me. It never stopped. Never. Even right up to when I got out. Even now, I get things for going into the school. It hasn't stopped. But once you understand, if your effort is greater, your reward is going to be greater. And it's not going to be like that 10 out of 10 times, but probably 7 out of 8 times it will work out that way. Because sometimes it's just politics. Sometimes people just don't like your ass. No matter what you do. You just ain't going to never get recognized and get the praise you deserve. Like, that's just how it goes sometimes. So for Claressa Shields to come out there and say what she said, that just blew my mind. I'm like, shit. You look at when it comes to Papoose, it's he's done to her career. In my opinion, it seems that, he's done to her career what he did to himself based on what she said.
That I enjoyed the BET Awards. I'm happy that Pap said something about it because when you're the best in the world and you have all these accomplishments, you always feel like it's supposed to be you.
You did hit the BET Awards, and your man took up for you on the post about the sportswoman of the year. How do you feel about that? Because I know Pat, you had a comment about it. Do you even care about it anymore? It looked like you don't.
I don't. It's the BET Awards. They pick who they want to be the sportswoman of the year. It's not like I don't know how they pick. I don't know what the things are, like what's the credentials or what's the accolades you got to have or what it take. I don't know. I know that I enjoyed the BET Awards. I'm happy that Pap said something about it because when you're the best in the world and you have all these accomplishments, you always feel like it's supposed to be you.
This is where there's no accountability. And this is where she's sounding like him. You see? Claressa, when she was in those Olympics, she wasn't leaving nothing to the hands of nobody. She made sure that she was so dominant, her effort was so great, her reward was going to be that gold medal. You know what I'm saying? Listen to her now. Blaming everyone else, not taking no accountability, not looking at herself. It ain't me, it's them, it's the system. I don't know what they blind, they can't see me. Man, please. No accountability. It's everyone else, it ain't her. Everyone but not her. Her mentality has changed, folks.
And then, of course, your partner feel the same way, too. Like, I feel like Pap should be, like, everybody know Pap. Yeah. When I say everybody, whatever artist you can think of, rapper, singer. Queen Latifah seen him and said, oh, my God, Pap, and spoke to Pap. And I was like, okay, nigga. You feel me? Right. So, Pap is known everywhere, but I feel like as far as in, like, how he rap, and me being close with him, he should definitely be like mainstream. You should know his stuff because he know what he doing.
Yeah.
Like that's a real MC. Like not like no fake MC, but like talking about putting them words together and rapping all these different styles. Pap can do that.
That's a fact.
And I'm a realist. Like I grew up with Meek Mill being my favorite rapper.
You want to talk about real MCs? And you talking about Meek Mill? And she gonna say something about Jeezy. This is what we talking about? Those are real MCs? And look, I know who Meek Mill, but come on, you say real MCs, I want to hear Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Rakim. I thought she gonna say, KRS-One. Like that's what I was expecting to hear come from her. Maybe she want to talk about Jay-Z, but no, forget Jay-Z and Nas, and forget them guys. Big L, forget all that. I thought she would have said something like if you're gonna talk about real MCs, you give me that goddamn Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? You give me that Rakim. You give me that Cool G Rap. You give me that KRS-One. Then I'll be like, all right, you come talking about.
So Meek Mill, what's his name? I'm not forgetting his name.
Will Smith.
I like Will Smith, but no. It was Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy.
I grew up to a lot of like Meek Mill, Young Jeezy, and Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne is good.
I said Will Smith.
Will Smith, all right.
He taking it back to the first man to win a Grammy. Like he took it way back.
That being said, y'all keep cool. Is her career ruined? I don't know, but I say her reputation is ruined. Her brand is ruined. She can still fight, but I don't see her getting any Sportswoman of the Year awards, no ESPYs. I don't see her getting anything because she chose to listen to Papoose, and he's taken her down a path where he took his own career. Both of them, in their respective professions, they may be the top 1%. They got it. But there's something that they don't have. And only they know what that is, and they got to look at themselves and figure it out. Because Clarissa's shit ain't getting better no time soon. Papoose turned Claressa into Papoose. Y'all in the breeze.